for good old Canadian country road TNA news, but let's also hit a breaking news because it's WWE. So in TNA news here, Mike Santana, we talked about Angel Ortiz earlier, but Mike Santana wants to defend the TNA World Championship against AJ Styles, which who wouldn't want to see that match? And he says he has one dream match left, only one, and it's him versus AJ. I think we could see it before AJ is said and done, like him challenge and put whoever the TNA champion is over in that company. Why wouldn't he give back? I just think he'll retire in WWE first. They'll give him the okay. Maybe he gets inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame first, then they give him the okay, and then he gets inducted that year too or something. Who knows, but it could happen. Speaking of guys that people wish were AEW guys, Drew McIntyre and Naomi's social media back and forth is getting kind of crazy now. So Drew is like, I had the father of your unborn child like this, and the best you can do is call me Lurch. I expect better from you. Shake off the pregnancy brain. Take a moment and try again. And then Trinity Fatu goes, sis looks good, but your raggedy ass should have been Lurch. You know what I mean? So they're just dissing on some Halloween. Shout out his wife looking like Morticia there. So WWE Raw on Netflix scored its highest numbers of views. Well, let's circle back. We'll do ratings of 10 and shit last, maybe. Omos says he has the Omos Protection Agency available to the WWE Universe. So the OPA. The OPA. And not just Becky Lynch, but anybody. If they need his services, you can hire him. They should tell that story on the TV show. They should tell that story on the TV show, and that would actually be awesome. If Omos was like, had some sort of like, I'm just a giant for hire type thing, right? So people within WWE have reportedly denied that the company has any plans to use Andrade again. So that was a rumor people sort of stifled. Wherever Andrade ends up, he's getting benched, okay? That's all. That's all that really matters in that. I'm just being honest. Chelsea Green has reportedly signed a new 5-year contract with WWE. Why the wouldn't she? She'll be retiring there. New WWE ID prospects are set to be announced on tonight's Evolve show, which we actually have here. Mike Cunningham, Jaquan McNair, and Eli Knight. Yeah. And Eli Knight, guys, we've been keeping an eye on him and watching him for a while now. We've actually been watching some of his clips from the indies. There was this kid on YouTube who like rates pro wrestlers that he likes, and he was talking about like Eli Knight, and we played that clip or whatever and plugged his channel. So Eli Knight is one of these kids, man. He can fly around. He can do the shooting star presses and all of this stuff. Now, you got Leon Slater and Javon Evans, so it's like, I don't know if you need another high flyer. This boy's bouncy, you know? Like, I don't know if you need another guy coming in and, like, trying to blow everyone away with his high flying right now when you have those two, like, just setting up such a high standard. But in Evolve is the perfect place for this kid off the indies, and they gave him his name, Eli Knight. They let him keep his name as far as Evolve's concerned right now. Quite interesting when you have an LA Knight on the roster. You have Eli Knight, which, I mean, Eli Drake, and then LA Knight, I don't know, and then Eli Knight, and like you're sticking them in Evolve. It's like, what are their plans? Do they hope to develop this kid for like 3 years, and then maybe LA Knight's like retired by that? I mean, he's getting up there in age. He's in great shape. I don't want to see him go anywhere, but let's get real here. Like, how long does LA Knight go? Another decade? Like, it's interesting. They're letting him keep the Eli Knight. Not that they couldn't just change it out of the blue, but they obviously see some, and maybe these are all of these guys' OG names. I don't know, but maybe they see something in him by letting him use that fucking name. I know that they have with the ID, they're letting guys use their names and shit, but he's a guy that you want to keep your eye on, and WWE's not stupid. You know, they fucking know that. Billy Gunn recently mentioned on Fuel and Flex that he has stress fractures in his back. His team reached out to clarify that it's a very old injury, and the reason he's absent from TV is due to not being booked by AEW Creative. Billy is fine. This is a very old injury that he has dealt with for years. It does not interfere with wrestling or training. It just gets sore if he trains too heavy or hard. Attached is a video today showing everyone he's okay because of the internet. Our phones have been blowing up asking, is his back hurt? His absence from AEW is due to him not being booked by Creative. Yeah. So I've heard that he is like, his deal will be up soon and he might go back to WWE soon and all that because, yeah, it has nothing to do. He can't be frozen because it's not that he's injured, why people haven't seen him. Like the rumors that were out there, it's because he's just not being used. And same with the Gun Boys. Like they haven't been hurt or they're both healed up or for sure one of them is and they're just not being used. So Tony Khan fucking up, just let them go. Let them all go to NXT. Those Gun Boys should go to NXT. They would run the tag division. They would be so good. In the tag, they would breathe new life into that tag division right now. 100%. And they would have an awesome reign with the titles. They could even have their dad in their corner. And then they could go babyface, then have like an epic heel run. You want Billy Gunn back there. You got DX and the Click and everybody running NXT and SmackDown and Raw and everything anyways. You might as well get Billy Gunn down there. And yeah, I think they should definitely go in that direction. So Kota Ibushi, speaking of injuries though, Kota Ibushi has already started his rehab and getting up from his wheelchair. So like he's pushing it so hard. Dude, when you do a comeback like this back in the day, like Triple H blows out his quad and then he goes away for like a year, does super Megazordroids, and then comes back and is, it's all about that game and how you play it. And then he wins the undisputed title. That's not what Ibushi's doing. He's just pushing it, but it's like, how old is he? Like you can't push yourself to bounce back from this thing in the state you're already in, bro. Slow down. It might make it worse. Like he just wants to get back in the ring. Like you don't need to get back in the fucking ring, dude. He's 43 years old. Yeah, so I just don't know if this is the move. I want him to get healthy, and I hope he's wealthy and healthy and happy and all that shit. I like Kota Ibushi. His shit in the Cruiserweight, if you're just like a Fed E-drone, his shit in the Cruiserweight Classic. He had a few matches in NXT. But, I mean, his nude shit ruled, man. He was fucking crazy. And just a lot of the shit he did. I mean, yes, he wrestled blow-up dolls and shit. If you can put that aside and, watch his wrestling. I mean, he had some fucking brilliant... Just watch the Cruiserweight Classic. It just shows you, like, he could have been in WWE. They probably would have pushed him to the fucking moon, right? And he would have gotten over as fuck. Like, he knows what he's doing. He just likes to do crazy ass flippy shit with Kenny Omega, that's just what he wants to do. Hey, I mean, it's shitty. Some people say that that's worse because they know that they shouldn't be doing this shit, but then they do it anyways. And that's a fair argument for sure. But here's Ibushi, here's his update. I guess I could have just been playing this while I've been babbling, but yeah, the fact he's like already standing up and shit, it's crazy. I just don't want him to like re-injure himself. Rehab, it's rehabilitation. Not push it to the limit. The limit, walk along the razor's edge. AEW reportedly hopes that Swerve Strickland will be able to return to the ring in December. He underwent surgery to repair a torn meniscus and has been off TV. That's courtesy of Fightful. And Cultaholic. Yeah, hopefully he can come back. Like, I'm a Swerve fan. I think that you could go with Swerve versus anyone instead of Garcia and Yuta and fucking Cassidy and shit to open the show. I don't think that would hurt AEW in any way. Nigel McGuinness confirms he re-signed with AEW. He says, my manager and agent sort of handled all that side of things. I just re-signed along the dotted line. We sort of re-upped when it became clear that I was going to be getting in the ring again. It's ostensibly the same contract, I believe. Okay, so he wrestles randomly now. I don't know. Anyone can get cleared at AEW. So speaking of contracts and re-signings, an AEW star revealed their contract expires next year. So Angel Ortiz. We'll circle back to Angel Ortiz. Okay, how about that? So Devon claims that talent in AEW have frustrations over Tony Khan, allowing others to call the shots. So Devon had this to say: there's just certain things about the organization. I love the talent. I think the talent is great. There's no question about that. But there's a feeling that certain people in the organization that call the shots, I'm not a big fan of them. And Tony Khan lets that happen. I've got nothing against AEW as a company. I've got nothing against Tony Khan. I just don't like the way the organization is run, and that's about it. Again, I've got friends in AEW. I've met new people at autograph signings like Will Ospreay, who's a great guy, and a lot of the talent in AEW have the same frustration that I see. They just wish that certain people wouldn't be calling the shots and that Tony would take more control, but yet give it to somebody that knows what they're doing. And then Ricochet, though, I don't know if it's in the Sicko segment, but he like called out Devon. He's like, little does he know that actually what Tony Khan does is this, this, and that. And it's like, bud, this was before you fucking worked there, finger shade.
You fucked up! You fucked up! You fucked up!
Shut the fuck up. Quit glazing so hard. Jesus, man. It's just a turnoff. Like, literally, people are turning the show off. Raj Giri proved it. YouTube.com/at Pro Wrestle Clips. Look for the clip I did where Ricochet is ratings poison. So Devon said, I just don't like the way AEW's run. And I mean, who can blame him, dude? It is what it is. But Angel Ortiz, speaking of how AEW's run and people just doing kind of what they want, and people re-signing and whatnot, Angel Ortiz, he reveals that his contract expires next year, so he's just going to be benched for another year. Why? Because Tony Khan didn't see him as anything else other than LAX. And then what happened? Him and Santana got in a big fucking fight about it. It got physical. Now, that's according to Conan. So we're not stooging anything here. You guys go listen to K100. Conan! They got physical with each other. Santana stayed cool, stayed professional, kept asking for his release, got his release. Santana would have still been under contract for another year, guys. Look at what he's done in this last year. Going to WWE for sure. TNA World Champion. TNA having a resurgence, and he's the fucking lead. He's one of the lead head guys. He's so fucking over with the TNA fans. He bulked up. He got serious. His fucking career's on another level right now as a solo. Angel Ortiz, what did he do? He got in a fight because Santana was telling Angel, this is allegedly, okay? I'm sure Conan's broke it down better than I, but what happened
allegedly?
Santana's like, yo, dude, we need to ask for more. We're worth more. Like not money, but like we can be pushed. We should be doing more. We deserve the tag titles. Like, we're not just this third-rate act, whatever the argument was. I don't know the details, but it was just Santana wanted more, and Angel was going, nah, dude, let's just lay in the cut. We're getting paid. Let's lay in the cut. Now, we've chronicled it on this show. This is like the third or fourth time this year now where Angel's popped up, and he's like, talking about Santana, talking about, fuck, I should be used in AEW. Yeah, my contract's up in a year. He even got jacked up himself. Angel did. He got in the best shape of his life and got jacked up. Hoping, and which is the right thing to do. Shout out Angel for that. But they got in a physical altercation because Angel was like, yo, let's lay in the cut and fucking get paid, and I'm just cool. I don't want to rock the boat. Santana's like, we just need to get the fuck out of here. And he wanted to do it with Angel. Good thing. Things happen for a reason. I'm not shitting on Angel, but things happen for a reason. Now look at Santana, right? But Angel Ortiz, he revealed as of right now, I have about a year left with the company, give or take. I would love to stay there. I love working at AEW. I have been coaching and producing, which is helping me learn a new skill in wrestling and will give me more time in the business. It's also making me a better wrestler because I'm helping others plan matches and looking at things from a different point of view. I really enjoy it. Something I've always wanted to do, and now I have a chance to do it there. Good. And hopefully they keep him on for a producer for years and years to come. I really do hope so. Even if I stay just to coach and produce while still being able to wrestle, I'd be happy. See that? Angel doesn't. Santana's like, I can be world champion. And he became world champion. Angel's just like, I'll just lay in the cut. See that? So those rumors, I believe them just based on this. Just based on what we've seen. Right? So he goes, that's the best of both worlds. Since I still get to perform, if they keep me, I think I'd definitely stay. Yeah, because it's guaranteed money. Just stay in shape. You'd be doing that anyways. If you stopped pro wrestling and like we're selling cars or something, we're about to get into Marco Stunt in a bit, Angel would be fucking staying in shape anyways. I guarantee it. So you might as well just, lay in the cut. But he's not fucking wrestling at all. That's really sad. Angel was great. And Santana, Angel and Angel and Mike Santana were amazing together. Moving along, though, Ortiz says he's been doing some coaching and all of that. Well, we just talked about that, right? And hopefully he finds his way. Speaking of LAX, though, Angel says there's a huge part of me that didn't want the tag team to break up only because I don't feel we really fleshed out our full potential. There were signs of it. It was there, but really we needed to still evolve as a team as far as the storytelling aspect of tag team wrestling. When it's done well, it's awesome. Yeah, they should have been more. They should have been like your longest reigning tag team champs in history or something like that. But Tony just didn't know what the fuck he was doing. It should have been legendary feuds between the Bucks, Jurassic Express, the Lucha Brothers, and LAX and SCU if they could stay healthy. It should have been like those four. That's your division, just going nuts. telling a bunch of different stories and shit. They just couldn't do it. They just couldn't lock it down. They just couldn't figure it out. I have no clue why. But I feel we had glimmers of it, but we didn't get to the top of our game as a tag team. I'm a believer in never say never. And he said that they were supposed to become AEW World Tag Champs multiple times, and it never happened because plans changed and shit like that. Speaking of greebly groveling and backstage drama, you know, MVP and Mike Bailey linked up again. So again, Phil don't miss us, spot on. Like, these guys just... they bury the hatchet once again backstage, just to let everyone know, like, they're both profesh. It's just that MVP in his heart believes that he would help Gates of Agony more than Mike Bailey and Jet Speed, who shouldn't even be a fucking tag team. You know what I'm saying?
But I saw.
Like, it's just a random fucking shitty team. I'm sorry. Like, they're both good wrestlers that you signed the same week, so you stuck them in a tag team. And, like, I guess they're becoming known as a tag team in AEW, but I just think something about it just doesn't work for me, pal. Even when they were the matching.
You said online that I was the nicest guy in the locker room, or one of them, I don't remember. So I just want to look you in the eye and say, fuck you, man.
Man, you're gonna ruin my reputation, man. God, you're gonna ruin my reputation. Fuck, come on, man. Yeah, you're a nice fucking guy.
See, no, you ruined your own reputation by being nice and saying such nice things online. You gotta stop being nice to people.
But I'm honest to a fault. That's my problem. I'm honest to a fault. Fuck all of you.
Fuck you all. But I saw.
Mike Bailey really doesn't give a fuck about this guy doesn't want to put me over. Mike Bailey's not going to cry about that like Darby Allin. Mike Bailey, I fucking have tremendous respect and am a fan of Speedball. I got to be honest. Because he does have a legit martial arts acumen and shit like that, but it's just a matter of he's vocally stated it without coping online. He's like, I genuinely don't care if I go to WWE. Like, I just want to have fun, travel the world, make money, fucking have wild matches with my friends. And it's like, there you go, dude. And then you have like Osprey coping over WWE in every interview. You have like Kingston coping over WWE when he's never even been there because they're like, you could be a coach. And he's like, nah, I do Muay Thai. I still got more to give. I do Muay Thai. Right? Mike Bailey is just straight up. He's like, I don't give a fuck. You know, like, who cares? Fucking pro wrestling, bro. So shout out Mike Bailey for being cool as well. Some people's egos we've seen over the years, like Jericho and MVP don't get along. Why? It's not like they can't just hash their shit out face to face. It's that they're fucking, you know what I mean? Like, they're both going to be like, oh, bow up and want to fight and shit. So Matt Hardy says the Darby Allin and John Moxley fish tank spot at AEW Wrestle Dream was not the greatest thing he's seen on TV, but was by no means the worst thing AEW has done. Now, this is the problem, Matt Hardy.
Sometimes in life, you got to be a hoe.
I don't know why I hit that sound, but Matt, that's not a good thing when you say that. It's not the worst thing they've done. That's not good. When we're in that territory, that's what we say about AEW. Yeah, I mean, that was fucked up, but it's not the worst thing they've ever done. It's all downhill from there. It's like a fucking crackhead. I just jerked a guy off. I never blew him for crack before. I didn't blow him yet. I'm not please. I just jerked the guy off for crack. I didn't, please, come on. It's not the worst thing I've done for crack or whatever. What are you talking about? Fucking terrible garbage. It really was, you know? And I was the same way. I was like, it didn't really trigger me. I watched some deathmatch shit and laugh at it, but not only that, it's like, again, AEW, I said the same thing about myself. I had the same critique. Like, this isn't even the worst thing they've done. Didn't really shock me that they did this. To be honest, like I've said it, what's he going to do? Pull a pigeon out of his ass next? It didn't even really shock me, but that's not a good thing. I criticize myself for having the same take as Matt Hardy, but yeah, it's alarming when we're all just like, whatever. Well, what are they going to do next? You know, light someone on fire? Oh, they tease that every week. So speaking of teases, Andrade may return to WWE after his release. After all, like WWE, there's rumors that they might try and take him from AEW and make him work on WWE TV after he just took out Kenny Omega in AEW, which is pretty funny. One of their top guys. So speaking of other news here, I wasn't going to miss Jeff Jarrett. He is in his hometown working fucking indie right now. I was hoping it wouldn't cut off before he hit the stroke there. Speaking of trademarks, Chris Jericho filed his trademark filing for the Jericho Vortex has been abandoned, ladies and gentlemen. So it was removed from
You just made the list.
And the Jericho Vortex was fucking dumb anyways.
Stupid idiot.
You know, Brian Last invented that. I mean, not to hate on Jericho, no, but it's just further proof he's leaving AEW, because what is he going to do with the Jericho Vortex in WWE? They're not going to allow that to be a thing. That's not a thing in WWE. That's an AEW thing. It's just more proof he's priming up and getting ready to go back to WWE, and I'm excited for that. I honestly am. I think the crowd's going to go huge, go crazy for that shit. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, I can't wait for you E-drones to fucking glaze Jericho when he comes back and all this shit, but it's like, we've been glazing Jericho. We fucking been glazing Chris Jericho, dude. And on that note, we cue the music.
I look and see it's not just me.
More on creative booking stuff here. Tony Khan, his dressing room last week, his picture on his thing is Time Cop. I mean, how fucking funny is that?
It's great.
He genuinely loves Time Cop that much. Speaking of Tony Khan, Devon Dudley recalls meeting with Tony Khan, and he says all three were a bust. Now, again, I told you guys this a long time ago on the fucking show. Tony wanted him to wrestle. And I've conspiracy theorized a little bit. So right around that time, like, you know, Devon's sons started wrestling. TNT, they're called, right? And they were wrestling on some dark matches and on Dark Elevation, maybe on Collision, maybe on Dynamite once, whatever. Tony was trying to get Devon. He wanted Devon to wrestle. Now, he had Christian under contract. I think around that time, maybe just after that, he got Edge, but he also got the Hardys. He had both the Hardys on the roster. And I've been trying to find out, and I'm curious if Bully Ray could comment on or answer this. I don't know if we could like ask him this on Busted Open shit. If you guys are fans of Busted Open, maybe be like, hey, Phil Marks on PWT was wondering if this, or even just ask it yourself. Don't say any of that. Just be like, hey, just get the answer and tag me and hit me up, you know? Was Tony reaching to Bully around that time? Because he was cool with Busted Open, then he wasn't, and now he's going back on Busted Open again, just not with Bully present or whatever. But he was cool with Busted Open for a while there. I wonder, was he trying to get Bully in the company? Because if he was, we know what he was doing. He was going to try and do TLC with Edge, ENC, the Dudleys, and the Hardys, 100%. But then obviously Jeff Hardy's shit went down. Matt left the company. Devon couldn't wrestle, wouldn't wrestle. Why would he do his last wrestling in AEW too? It's ridiculous. Bully got heat with AEW because it just busted open in general. And then Edge ended up signing or whatever. Like that was the last piece there. So we know he wanted Devon to wrestle, and that's why all the talks fell through for him to come in. He's like, well, I could be a producer or some shit. And Tony's like, no, we want you to do a tables match. Can you hang off the belts and fall again? Good thing Devon didn't do that. And I'm glad that their send-off was in TNA, because the Hardys and the Dudleys, I would say, are just as important to WWE as they are to TNA, if not more important to TNA than they are to WWE, you know? But speaking of like legal chaos and buffoonery, legal chaos around Andrade could cost hundreds of thousands. So speaking of changes, times they are a change. And I brought this up. So light-skinned Kingpin Ricochet had this to say about Devon. So I jumped the gun there, but he says, this is not true. If Tony wants something to happen or not happen, I promise you he will make the final decision. And it's like, bro, this happened before you worked there. Like, shut the fuck up, man. It's just the greebly grovelingness of these wrestlers sometimes. So Enzo Amore, aka Real One, reveals that he reached out to AEW multiple times and they had no interest. So speaking of Big Bill, I've been a proponent of they need to book Big Bill with Enzo Amore and put them back together. That shit would make money. Why not? WWE made a bunch of money with them. They were white hot. Vince McMahon pushed Enzo to the fucking moon. Tony Khan's just too sour grapes to do Big Bill and fucking Enzo.
Oh, hey.
I don't get it.
Let's just be fair. We got a couple haters.
So I just don't get why Tony won't flesh out his tag division, breathe new life into it, you know, get Enzo Amore and fucking Big Cass together. Kaz XL. I've been watching AEW Unrestricted, guys, and I've been clipping it a little bit, okay? Believe it or not. And there's a well there. and this is sort of
The best guys, Tony Khan.
a precursor to a new bit coming to the show where we watch AEW Unrestricted, okay? Unrestricted clips. Here is just a little daddy magic taste of what's to come, okay? But on PWT more frequently, because this is fun as fuck. But Aubrey Edwards and Will Washington stand out over Wrestle Dream. And here's a little clip of Unrestricted we have here. And it's going to be fun to navigate and learn together because we know how AEW likes to Don Stevens people. So leave it to your boy Phil. I'll work all that out. But in the interim, here's a little daddy magic taste of PWT Unrestricted coming soon. Another new show. No. But yeah, here's Aubrey Edwards and Will Washington glazing Wrestle Dream, and yeah, we're gonna break this down a little bit. We're gonna have fun with it.
The thing that I always have to shout out is Claudio. Like,
yes,
so Aubrey Edwards overacting. You know, that's the fucking thumbnail. Yes, that is the thumbnail. Let me screen grab that. Aubrey Edwards overacting on a pod. We're not trying to be a dick here, but like, how many fucking hits does this pod get? I don't know. Overacting on a pod. Let's continue along here, okay? We got more to break down.
The margin of error.
Also, Washington glazing, Claudio throwing, and then breaking down how the margin of error of Claudio throwing Darby onto the announce table from the ring. Okay, well, one, they did that shit on NXT. Obafemi did it first to Javon Evans, which is even more impressive because he's way bigger. That's the first thing. The second thing, dude, is that AEW then recreated that spot on a Dynamite, I believe, not long after. They copied it. Claudio did it already, and then he did it again. So for you to be like, oh, the precision it takes, bro, we already seen it twice, and we saw it done once way better on NXT, and then you guys copied it twice. And then you did it once on TV, and because you guys don't run house shows or fucking indie shows like or YouTube shows like everybody's saying you should, we all saw you do it on TV, at least the people tuning into this pay-per-view, and then you fucking did it again on the pay-per-view because it's a cool spot. Yeah, but it's like WWE just did that. So to like glaze it this much, where are you? Maybe not you guys get paid by AEW, but then where's the sickos glazing NXT for doing shit like that? It's crazy how this is the bias people are talking about. Like Brian Alvarez will cry about NXT over the shit that Dynamite does, but then he'll be like, oh, well, it was a good show. And people are just tired of that shit. And especially when you come from a place like, you know, Will Washington came from covering AEW. Right? He came from the dirt sheet world and podcasting about it and shit. And then he ended up getting hired. So this is what compels people to then do the same because they're like, well, we can get jobs too. Anyways, let's move along.
You guys have to understand.
Aubrey had...
in a moment like that where Claudio literally presses Darby.
Another human being. And Darby looks small, but he's like over 170 pounds. Like that's a lot of mass.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And
it's like they don't even believe
the way that he just throws.
Oh, there's your Claudio card. No way. You got a Claudio card. Look, bro, this overacting is fucking sending me. Oh my God. Run the likes up. Sub to the fucking channel. Let's go. Aubrey Edwards, you see, and this is why I decided I'm going to start Jocktobering Unrestricted, and I've been working on it for you guys. It's a new segment coming to the show, but it's just like this overacting cringe shit, and then like Will Washington looks like he doesn't even believe what the fuck he's saying, and she's like putting her look, I got a Claudio card, right? Is that right? 1, 2. Oh, I wasn't supposed to start counting yet. Like she needs to calm down too. She's on those Tony Khan espresso shots. She's on that Tony Khan specialty.
And into the announce table from the ring, the inside of the ring. We are not talking about, you know, from the apron or even the top rope. We're talking about
we saw Obafemi do that. What are you talking about?
Inside the ring.
Millions of people saw Obafemi do that. We get it. It's tough. It's hard to do. Claudio's done amazing things. Maybe if they were good booking minds, they would know, like Claudio did crazy power lifter spots when he was fucking in WWE. He was suplexing people off the middle rope and carrying them up the stairs and all this shit. Yeah, maybe if you guys gave people moments and shit, it would actually resonate. And maybe if he didn't do it, like a week before. He did it like 2 weeks before on Collision. I'm not joking. You guys all remember it. I know. If you guys are watching AEW, someone will call out the date. Someone in chat always does. He fucking did it before you even did it on pay-per-view. Have meetings and talk about like, hey, we could do that spot. Claudio should be able to go to someone, an agent who's like, hey, I could do that. We should do it on pay-per-view. Let's save it. Oh, this will be a moment. They don't even think like that. And then this is exposing it. And these guys are glazing something that like we fucking know. And Aubrey Ed is just all over the place. There's going to be more of that. That's a daddy magic taste of a segment called PWT Unrestricted, which is coming soon.